I'm Veronica.
Hi, I'm Grace.
Today we are going to interview Allison Farris. Allison is a cloud architect for Microsoft.
I don't even know what Microsoft means.
Me neither. It might be a software.
Can you tell us more about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Allison. I grew up in Alabama and I am half Taiwanese. My mother grew up in Taiwan and my father actually grew up in Alabama. So I graduated from the University of Alabama with the Management Information Systems degree, which is a fancy way of saying just information technology, but with a business twist to it. And I started out my career at Microsoft, which is which originally started out as a software company way back when. So the things that you see and the applications that you see on a computer, that is similar to what Microsoft makes. And now I have just recently moved from the United States to the United Kingdom here in London and have taken on a new role as a cloud architect, which is just a fancy way of saying I get to work with big kind of retailers here in the UK to help them just create websites online, but using cloud computing.
Why did you want to be a musician at first?
Oh, yes. So I actually started to play the piano when I was about 9 years old. And I just fell in love with music at a very early age. And one of the things that really drew me to learning to play classical piano was just the ability to express myself and to be able to perform. And that was something that I just loved to do and enjoyed when I was young.
How does cloud computing work?
So cloud computing, if you think about your computer or your phone that you're looking at right now, if you basically think about all of the different pictures and photos that you might use on your computer, those pictures and photos can be stored in basically kind of outside of your computer in a sense. So if you think about kind of the physical computer in your hand, think of the cloud as just someone else's computer, but you don't have to worry about it, but you can still access those pictures and photos with your computer in front of you. I'm still learning myself.
What does a cloud architect do? Do you work in a cloud? Or Alexa lives in a cloud?
Ooh, yes, Alexa's a perfect example of cloud. She definitely does. But I get to work specifically here in the UK with different types of retailers. So if you think about going into a store or going into your favorite shop like Walmart or a grocery store, and those are the types of companies that I get to work with, and I get to help them really build their presence online through the internet and through some of the kind of e-commerce applications that they might want to build and host in the cloud.
Did you always want to work with computers?
I actually did not. So I originally wanted to become a musician. So I mentioned that I grew up learning how to play classical piano, and so that was actually my first major in college. And it wasn't until I learned about music software, kind of like the applications that you use on your phone to listen to music or to kind of blend music together, that was actually what introduced me to software and computers. And so that's when I wanted to switch majors from music to technology.
Can you make me an app like a science app without not giving up and trying again?
Can I make an application? I can, yes. So I actually started out my career at Microsoft as a programmer. So I was in our consulting business and actually worked with the US government on a couple of their projects where I developed some applications for them.
Have you done anything else in STEM besides computers?
Done anything else STEM besides computers? So one of the things that I love to do, which is it relates to computers, is work with young girls and teach them more about kind of the roles and opportunities of technology and why they might be interested. And so that's something that I really love to do as a side and work with girls like yourself to explore how cool it is to be exploring science, technology, engineering, and math.
What is your favorite thing about coding?
Ooh, coding. So I love the creativity aspect of coding that you don't always naturally think of when you first think about computer programming and coding. But what made me really love programming was being able to visualize something on a screen and being able to build out the components on the screen. And it just evolved from there that I wanted to continue to pursue programming for a career.
What do you do when things are hard in coding?
Oh man, things get very hard every single day when it comes to the job, but I have been able to have incredible mentors that have been able to help me along the way. So I always try to reach out for help and get their input and perspective to help me, grow and also not get too down on myself for not maybe being able to tackle a problem by myself.
Could you teach me how to code?
I would love to teach you how to code. We'll have to do like an online session over the internet or something, across the pond. So.
Okay, you can try it on Saturday.
Let's do it.
Saturday's good. I'll come too.
Awesome. You guys are so cute.
What is it like to work with more boys than girls?
Ooh, it can be tough sometimes. And I think that's why I love working with young girls, to get them excited, because I really want to encourage, women of all ages, really, that technology is for everyone. And, it's both men and women, and, really representing everyone that uses computers, that should be building computers and building out all the applications that we use today to help make an impact in the world. So that's something that I really love to focus on, because it can get lonely sometimes when you're the only woman in the room or the only girl that might, understand a joke that someone else doesn't get. So it's always encouraging to know that we have such great programs and opportunities for young girls like yourself to really get involved and to know that you have a place in the tech world.
Are you excited for post-coronavirus when you can get back to work again?
Yes, I'm so excited to be able to travel again. So that is something that I haven't been able to do. And so the first trip I want to do is go back to the States and visit my family, because that is something I haven't really been able to do since coronavirus has impacted the world.
Or taken over. How do you think more girls could do STEM?
Do I think more girls should do STEM?
No, could do things.
Could do, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that's why it's so important to start early and to show young girls that, women are just as successful and can be just as successful as men in this role, and that it's for everyone.
Have you ever thought about changing your career?
Oh, I do actually. So one of the things that I really love about technology is that I've realized it touches every single thing that we do. And if it doesn't already, then it will, or it can. And that was something that I've constantly loved to explore. And the whole innovation behind technology is something that I really love to really focus on. And so what doesn't exist today doesn't mean it can't exist tomorrow. And I've always tried to explore and understand what could be next, or what could be the next big thing to kind of keep me on top of, my next step in my career.
I'm out of questions.
Not a question.
Okay. They were really good questions. Made me think.
Thank you so much.
You guys,
Love talking to you. We'll have to schedule our next coding session.
Tomorrow. We can do it.